This year's Gold Cup. You've come to the wrong man first here, because I really struggle. I'm going round in circles with the race, to be honest, like a lot of people are. I think the most solid, I think the best horse in the race is Q Card on his day. He wasn't himself in the King George, was he? He wasn't at his best in the King George, and maybe as time's gone on, maybe, you know, this season in particular, he might not have sort of back-to-back massive performances in him, potentially. We still don't know whether 3 1/4 miles at Cheltenham is what he wants, because he came down too early in last year's race to say as much. In many ways, it is his best opportunity, though. I think Jacadam is the most solid horse in the race, really. You know, he's finished second in the last 2 years to Cleary and Don Cossack, both very good winners of the race that he's not got to deal with this time around. We know that he stays. He's jumped around Cheltenham and got experience to the track, and he's been specifically sort of targeted and kept fresh for the race this year. So he would be sort of my marginal pick, but I genuinely don't think that it is a good race to sort of bet and win plenty of cash in this year. I think there are better betting opportunities at the festival.
Reluctantly, I pick up the microphone. I think I'll just watch it and hope Q-Card wins, because I think that would be a wonderful result. The horse that won the champion bumper and has been a star really ever since. I think it would be great for him to cap his career winning a Gold Cup. You don't have to have a bet in every race, and I think this is one I'm happy to sit out.
Sentimental stuff. I remember you cheering Bobsworth though, don't you? Right, here we go. I've been a Jacadam fan for a while. Price, the funny thing is about him though, he was like 14, 16 in the autumn time again, and he's run twice. One was a race he was fully entitled to win, the other was he probably didn't get a very clever ride from Walsh in the Lexus. Don't know whether though it justifies him being a third of the price as he was, but perhaps he was just so grossly overpriced in the first place that it is the right odds. I think Q Card will struggle to get home. I think Haydock's a track similar comment to Bristol de Mar. I think it can be misleading as to how well horses stay, because it's such a sharp course. I don't think necessarily staying 3 miles well in the mud at Haydock really translates to, oh, this will definitely get 3 1/4 Cheltenham. I never had Bristol de Mar down as a thorough stay back in those days. He's since been disappointed. If you were going to draw her, and we know Jacadam is effectively a Gold Cup winner, he's run to a level that would have won in many a Gold Cup in the 2 renewals. If there is an archetypal, I can draw a Gold Cup horse here, it's Native River. He's a really thorough stayer, has done nothing but improve, and he just seems to be strong at the end of every single race. And I know he was well in because he'd won the Hennessy and he was able to race off the same mark because of that peculiarity of the system at Chepstow in the Welsh National, but that burst he produced between 4 out and 3 out was just one of a very top class chaser. My position's already set, I'm already with Jacadam. I've had an absolute flyer on more of that, and he'll probably run abysmally, but I thought it was a much more encouraging display in Ireland last time. The first time Mark Walsh had ridden him, who takes the ride again, and he jumped way better than previously and was threatening to play a proper hand in the finish when he tipped up. So I've had a little bit on him, but Jacadam colours nailed to the mast. If I was going to do anything now, I do think that Native River is the proper Gold Cup type outside Jacadam. That doesn't really help me, that's 3 horses I mentioned.
Well, for what it's worth, I think Native River is the standard setter. I think he's been the outstanding staying chaser this season. My one concern with him is that he's had a couple of really, really tough races. He had a hard race in the Hennessy, he had a very hard race in the Welsh National. I know it wasn't as heavy as it often can be, but it's still a gruelling race. And, you know, he took a long time to win his prep race at Newbury, but he wasn't all that impressive. But I still think he has probably the best form on offer this season. I do think there's a strong Irish contingent in this race. Jacadam obviously heads that. He's done little wrong. We know he's been placed in the race twice already. I kind of forgive him his Leopardson run. Like Dan said, it certainly wasn't Ruby's greatest hour, but I also think this horse is better with a a space between his races. He'd won the John Dorkin 3 weeks previously. He's got a nice break up to this. Apparently his preparation has gone absolutely swimmingly, and they were very impressed with it, or very happy with the way he schooled at Leopardstown after racing the last day. If he's going to win a Gold Cup, this is his best chance. This is, you know, he won't get a better chance to win one than this. Of the other Irish in the race, you have Champagne West, who has entered the Gold Cup betting in the last couple of weeks after winning the Thyestes. The Thyestes, even though it's a very, you know, it's a valuable handicap, it always looks a very open race. It can be a little bit misleading. 2 or 3 years recently, it's just whatever has gone out in front has won it, and that was the case with Champagne West this year. He got a very soft lead. He jumped well for the most part, apart from trying to take 5 out from the roots, but he got away with it. He won't get away with it in the Gold Cup. I think his jumping might, he certainly won't get as soft a lead, and his jumping might not hold up. But the really intriguing one from an Irish point of view is Sizing John. Nobody would have had him on their Gold Cup lists even 6 months ago. He was a perennial runner-up behind Duvan. Duvan was toying with him for years over hurdles and over fences. But he does seem to have improved for the step up and trip. He beat Sub-Lieutenant to Thurles over 2.5. He then won the Irish Gold Cup. He beat a couple of confirmed stairs, the likes of Don Polly, Emperor of Dirt on that occasion. He was strong at the finish. 3 miles and 2 was another kettle of fish entirely, but he's going the right way. He doesn't have many miles on the clock, and he does add a bit of interest to this Gold Cup.
Anybody got questions specifically about the Gold Cup?